Okay. I'm Matthew Saponaro. I'm the owner of the AI Whoo School, and we teach kids how to code. So in 2016, I had a mentor ask me a question. He said, "How do you teach kids how to code?" This is Dr. Tommy Liu. He was the previous department chair of Dell Tech of the computer science department, and he's been one of the leaders in computer science education for the state. He started asking this question because in 2016 there's no consideration of teaching computer science in high school or elementary school or even K through 12. Um, you know that was 8 years ago. Since then, in 2021, now there's legislature that was passed that stated that all Delaware high schools had to require to offer a computer science course. So they don't have to require a student to take it, but they just have to at least offer it. And given the recent trends of generative AI, that's where it's just AI is exploding, advancing at a rapidly fast pace. In 2023, this leads us to a huge gap in what is being taught at the schools because they're talking about computer science, but like that's not a thing anymore. Like that's still relevant, but it's not as important to society as AI. So in Delaware alone, that there's 219 schools, there's 36 libraries, and AI is advancing way too fast for the state to keep curriculum to keep up. And there's just a large number of schools across the US as well as libraries. And with all these different factors taken into consideration, that's why I wanted to start the AI Woo School. And so the main question that we try to address is, how do we prepare kids for their future? Now, when you have this consideration, you would think, preparing school kids for the future, well, that's goes to schools and library, but they lack, the AI and coding programs that they're part of their curriculum, right? They just started considering how to teach coding rather than, AI. When you talk about employability, you know, it's going to be AI literacies, essential for any type of, employment opportunity. Any candidate is going to have they're going to lack that required education and training in AI. And when you look at today at what the various, those specialized coding schools or, looking on those virtual online courses, a lot of them they questionably teach. They're not very high quality in its AI education, and they may not even be proximal to the people, so it's not accessible. And so when you take all these factors into consideration, a solution should be something that's fun and motivational for kids, right? The parents want something educational that keeps their children engaged and excited about learning. The parents want it to be accessible. So, something that kids, learn when it's in person. The parents don't want to have to drive 40 minutes from Middletown up into Hockessin to get to the closest, coding school. And, they want something that's novel. So it actually prepares the kids for the future. And so what we offer is individual lessons, summer camps, after school programs, and in-school curriculum for various topics of like game development, art and music, AI-driven coding, and AR STEM, which focuses all on these AI components. And so even in the video game that's in the top left, we have a little AI that's chasing around the character or shooting things. On the top right, we have a little video game where students learn in augmented reality space about ants exploring, the food that's on the bed, or we're generating art and music through those generative art and music AI art and music tools, or we're using AI to create our own websites. Where this person wanted to create a pizza and coffee shop. It has all the different pictures and descriptions and interacts, so it's kind of cool. And so this really works well because when we focus on video games, it's really fun, and given the advancements of AI, it really removes traditional barriers, and so kids have fun making those video games or have fun making those types of things, And that leads to, more motivation, ownership over what they're doing, and just overall better engagement. And that leads to the kids learning to code, how to use the computers, learning about AI, learning, how to critical think and problem solve. And also that system level thinking, which is where the direction of what types of skills are going to be needed in the future. So our main customers are schools, libraries, and parents. The schools want to improve their curriculum. They also want to improve the student outcomes, so making themselves ready for college, or just making themselves better for the future, right? It's also a partnership opportunity because the field's changing and they don't have to have those in-house expenses, whereas we can keep up with the latest advancements and bring it to the schools. The libraries, they want to attract as many people as possible to improve, and have better in community engagement. They want to have as much educational resources for all ages. And there's an AI in the libraries initiative. And so, they're trying to align with this AI in libraries and initiative. The parents, they want to equip their kids with the skills needed for the future jobs. And they're, frankly speaking, a lot of parents are kind of sick of their kids just always watching YouTube or hours of TV. And so this is a better, more constructive alternative. And so our business model is that, when we have these in-school programs or after-school programs, there's two options. The school can pay just a flat fee, $6,000 per course, or the pay per student, which is $25 per student per class. Um, the parents for individual sessions, they pay $60 per class, and for summer camps or after school programs or something else, essentially it turns out to be $25 per class. And so when you look at our curriculum, our competition, we want to focus on four main factors. You know, are we providing the best curriculum? Or is it accessible to everyone? Is it fun and engaging, interactive? And also, is it a good learning environment? And so when you look at things like those franchise coding schools up in Hockessin, I mean, they're questionably teaching. It's kind of far away depending on where you live. It's not necessarily the best place to actually learn things. Traditional schools, they just can't keep up with the latest state of the art. And those virtual online courses, it's not necessarily good coding. It's not a good learning environment because, most people they learn better when it's in person. And so we try to encompass all those different factors. So our target market is kids age four to 18. And we primarily, acquire these students from schools or the different libraries. So far, we had our first student in September of last year. So not even a year at this point. We kind of did a launch at the Bear Library in February. Right now we're doing 5 private lessons a week. We just finished up over at the Brandywine 100 Library for a teens program. We had three programs over at the Greenwood Library in Sussex County. We have 4 summer school programs. We just finished up 2 in Apo and 2 in Christina. We have 3 after-school programs offered over at Wilmington Friends this fall. We have 2 classes, in-school classes, part of the curriculum over at the Shoe Middle, um, up in this fall. And then, in the last year, we've created so many strategic partnerships, so we're able to service the whole entire state. We work really closely with the Delaware Office of Work-Based Learning and the University of Delaware, as well as the Delaware libraries. And there's just so much more, and we just don't have enough time to explain it all that's happened in the last year. So in this upcoming quarter, our plan is to, pilot this in-school curriculum. It's kind of our first in-school curriculum this fall. And so, and we're planning to also expand within the Christina School District. Um, Starting in January next year, I really want to polish up our HR pipeline, to improve instructor training and quality and all that good stuff. So we're able to service better in further regions. I want to also expand Newcastle County to further that pilot. Then Q2, we're planning on expanding our summer camps offered. And then in Q3, the goal is to expand in the surrounding states in Pennsylvania and Maryland, to see how that can go. So our goal for 2024 is to teach 15 courses, or approximately hit 5 different schools. We're on track to hit 70K in revenue, and the following year the goal is to double it. So we teach 30 courses or target 10 schools and hitting 140K in revenue. And then the following year, double it again, teaching 60 courses across 20 schools and hitting 200, that should be 280K in revenue. So we do have a large number of instructors available. So right now, our real business need is to essentially hire a business developer to target all of our prospects, which are in my giant spreadsheet of all these different tabs right here. You can see I have over 220 schools listed in all their contact information ready to go. We just need someone to go reach out to every single person there. And so, if we win this competition, that would be the usage of this. And just overall in our community impact is that we're developing Delaware's AI talent, and working with the local universities and schools. We're hiring those college students and as educators and promoting job growth. And we're just overall increasing the accessibility to this AI education, AI literacy. And this aligns with the state's goal to develop Delaware as an AI hub. Particularly, Matt Myers has a huge mission to make Delaware the AI hub of the East Coast. And Delaware ranked 15 in STEM workforce, but less than 0.2% is AI related. So there's a huge disproportionate, against AI, and so we're trying to flip that around. And so what happens is most of the local AI talent actually ends up moving out of the state or work as software engineers in finance. And so we're trying to, grow the AI field in Delaware, make Delaware the AI hub, and it starts with the education. So thank you. But if I can ask one thing, if you have school connections, I would really appreciate that, and any warmer introductions than the cold calling list I have. So thank you, and I'll take questions.